This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So Anthony Joshua has said that for the past 2 years, he's been fearing that he may actually lose a fight. And ultimately, this is what happened against Andy Ruiz Jr. on only his 23rd fight. But look at all the fighters that he's been in with in only 22 fights. It's outstanding resume, absolutely outstanding. Anyway, this is what Anthony Joshua had to say about this whole situation of him losing for like the last 2 years. There's definitely stuff I can work on. I've been screaming this for 2 years in my gym. I keep on going this way, I'm going to end up getting beat soon. But sometimes when the tools in your military box, your army box are working and you're slaying the division, sometimes you don't need to sharpen your other tools. I've been saying it for 2 years. That's why I say now, I'll go back to my instincts. My style has to change. If I want the same result, I'll do the same thing in preparation. If I want a different result, I have to do things different in training. Not change everything, I haven't got enough time to reinvent the whole plan, as there's certain leaks that I've been saying that I need to tighten up. But it's all good. So that is Anthony Joshua's statement. So he's been worrying about for 2 years because the things that he's been doing in training, he's been doing somewhat of the same things and just improving little by little and maybe neglecting other things. A lot of people have been saying this, that Anthony Joshua has flaws. But listen, every boxer on the planet has flaws. Okay, there isn't the perfect fighting machine out there. There just isn't one. So there's always going to be flaws, and especially when you've only had 22 and now 23 fights with Anthony Joshua, and he only had 45 fights as an amateur as well, there's going to be leaks. There's going to be some cracks. He ain't going to be the perfect fighting machine. It just isn't going to happen. But look at what it is that he's achieved so far. Unified heavyweight champion of the world. Didn't beat one guy to become unified champion. No. He had to go around and belt collect. He had to defeat 3 current champions to get those belts. Well, one of them was vacant, of course, but ultimately Joshua has done absolutely fantastic. So what he's saying here is that maybe that this loss is a wake-up call to him. And he's absolutely correct, because I remember probably about a year or so ago, he was saying, so it's all very well that I'm having all this support now and people saying how I'm good and I'm great and people comparing me with Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson and everything. That's all great, but I'd rather you didn't compare me to these all-time greats. Wait for my career to finish, look back on my career, and then let's see what the comparison is, if there is any. And ultimately, I'm curious to see what happens when I do lose. Am I still going to have the same people supporting me that are supporting me now? And again, we've seen that. So many people jumped off the Anthony Joshua hype train. And to be honest with you, I was very, very disappointed in a lot of people who jumped off because they're only going to be supporting someone who is undefeated. That is pathetic. Pathetic. All fighters who take step up after step up after step up, such as Anthony Joshua, such as Dillian White, they're going to take a loss at some point. It's going to happen. You can't keep fighting taxi drivers all the time like Wilder did for his first 38 fights. You can't keep doing that. Because eventually you will lose. And that's what ultimately what happened. And again, I mean, you see, I said this like some time ago. A lot of people say, oh, Anthony Joshua, he'll continue to go throughout the rest of his career undefeated. He'll smoke everybody in the division. And I said, first of all, that would be great if it happened, but that's not realistic. And the chances are he's going to lose, and it'll be against somebody who you don't expect. Go back. I've said this plenty of times. He will end up losing to somebody that you don't expect him to lose to. And this is what happened. And so many people jumped off the bandwagon. But you shouldn't jump off the bandwagon. If you support AJ, keep on supporting him. Even if he loses a rematch, keep supporting him. Stop being glory hunters. Now, ultimately, things that need to be changed in the gym. We know some things that have been changing. Quite what it is that he's talking about, I'm not too sure. There is another article, which I'm going to do a video on in a bit, which may be linked to what it is that he's talking about, potentially linked either way. But Anthony Joshua, some of the things that he's been doing in training and what have you, he's been saying for 2 years, this is what he's saying, that some things I'm neglecting. But so far, what it is that I've been doing has been working. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That's pretty much what he's been saying. But something was broke, which is why he got clipped and why he couldn't recover. Now he's got to make sure he doesn't get clipped again, so he doesn't have to go through that whole situation. Because any heavyweight can be clipped. Well, any fighter really could be clipped and it's all over. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how good your chin is. You get buzzed, and if you can't recover in time because your opponent isn't giving you the chance to recover, there's only one way the fight's going to end, isn't there? Anyway, listen, I'll put the article in the description box. You guys drop your thoughts below about it. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel, and I'll catch you all on the next video.